This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together, we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Live from Los Angeles, we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law, and to break through all limited beliefs within our subconscious mind so that we can live the truth of who we are. So today we are on number 21 of 52 series, Universal Law of Abundance. Let's break this on down, you guys. So I have it's been an incredible journey of my relationship with what it means to have abundance. And I remember as a little girl, I grew up with a mom who really had no money whatsoever. We went through the thrift store for our clothes, and it was a special occasion when we could get some ice cream and things like that. And I remember there was always a lot of distress around money. And then my father's side of the family had quite a bit of money, and they had, beach homes. And when I was with my dad, there was a lot of opulent, things, pretty clothes and going out to fancy dinners and things like that. And as I grew up, I kind of, we don't realize we're having a relationship with money. We don't have that conversation, that transformation, deep dive into money. But as I began to get into self-development in my late high school and things like that, when I was bulimic, I began to reach out for self-development books. And of course, there's a lot of conversation around abundance and prosperity. So I remember I had no money after I had my stillborn son, and I was waiting tables all the way the time I was 16 until I was about 25. I waited tables at night to put myself through college, and even when I had my son, who now is 25 this month actually, and I remember making a powerful decision that I decided I was going to have money. And I had made a few decisions through some traumatic times in my childhood, declaring that I'd have money when I grew up. And therefore, of course, I began to grow my net worth, if you will. I began to actually kind of hoard money. I saved $1 million in my 20s, and I began to really think, this is what prosperity or abundance looks like. Wrong answer, right? So anyway, I began to have money from that sense of what people think abundance is, and yes, I guess it is one form of abundance and prosperity. But as I began to grow and understand, it's a flow. That's why we call it a currency. And so let's break on down what it means, what the law of abundance, and what it really means to have supply, if you will. So etymology, abundance, it means copious quantity or supply. That word is based in 14th century from Old French abundance, and from fullness and plenty, and also from past participle stem, which is overflowing, full, or to overflow. It's really about overflowing your cup, right? So ab means off, away from. Und means a wave. Undar means to rise in a wave. And abundar means to overflow. And abundant means fullness and plenty. So what does it mean from a spiritual perspective to really have abundance? Because you can have millions of dollars and not feel abundant. We know that quite clearly in our culture. You can have abundance of crap, of things, of material things, and still feel completely unfulfilled. So I think next level, as I was going along and, I began to get into manifesting. And it was like, oh, what can I manifest? It's like everyone watched The Secret, and it was even before The Secret ever came out. I was in the realm of, the law of attraction and manifesting and all that. And I manifested a lot. I manifested a 7,400 square foot home, and, I was in a relationship where we had jets, and, it was very extravagant. And I was like, well, this is abundance, I have abundance. I'm powerful, Not so much. It was still like something's kind of missing. Even though I'd been meditating and touching on divine and everything, it was still like there was not a full incorporation of what my soul knew as abundance. So as I began to trudge on through this seeking journey of, trying to find true abundance, what is abundance? I feel like Goldilocks going to try out the different beds, and going, well, this doesn't totally feel right. And this one's too hard, this all just material world. And then I'm going to go over to this one, and this one's way too soft, just living in, just whatever. And, you have to got to find your groove, right? So as I began to go on, I remember I was in ministry school, and we're studying all the great masters and great teachers. And Thomas Troward, who is a big teacher in the Science of Mind, World, and New Thought movement. He was a beautiful teacher. He was, I believe he was a lawyer, actually. And he was a lawyer over in India. And he began to dive into mysticism and all the Eastern philosophies and what we would consider religions. But over there, they just called it a way of life. And he began to have so many great teachings. And one of them was in one of his books, he talked about abundance and how basically there's so many elements in this universe, but there's infinite ways of putting them together. So hence things like the airplane or a ship, both those are metals, and metals can't fly. Metal is heavy, right? And metal also will sink if you put it in water. But what he recognized and what his teaching around it was abundance, that if you put metal together with and created like a machine, a propeller, right? Then you could put it up in the air by the infinite equations of putting elemental aspects together. And same with steel or metal, putting it in a big enough of a surface will actually have it float across the ocean. And it blew my mind. The concept that we can innovate and invent and put together, infinite ways of elements going together and have such abundance. And that blew my mind. And I truly believe that, yes, that is how the universe works. The law of abundance of supply, of the universal law. Because when we're talking about laws, we're talking about how to align with the laws of the universe here, but to live in the ethereal realm, okay? So the law of abundance or supply states that the spiritual truth is that the universe only knows abundance. It is only abundant, right? The entire cosmos is designed with infinite elemental equations with unlimited combinations. Thank you, Thomas Troward. This law is designed to have you align with absolute abundance. When you invert this law or live in a scarcity mentality, you will experience feeling bound or fearful. So the reality is that you've been endowed with a mind that is immeasurable in its ability to innovate, create, pivot, invent, all this stuff, right? So even the material realm is lavish, and energy becomes unbounded through the incalculable synthesis of material particles. Your soul desires for you to awaken to the infinite potential and innovation. Let go of lack. The universe is ready to pour wealth unto you. Open your arms and live abundantly. So for a long time, I, would bounce through what it meant to be abundant and innovating in this realm. And it's really fun to innovate and put things together and create business and create ways of making money and opulence and material and having abundant relationships and all that. And that's cool. You know what I mean? That's cool. But why is it, I ask myself, why is it that I still feel a little bit unfulfilled? I don't feel totally abundant. And one of the greatest quotes from the Bible is, "But first ye seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you." And I like to create that into, "But first seek the kingdom of the goddess and her righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you." So what does this mean in the realm of abundance? Because whether you don't like the word God or not, it doesn't matter. You can say source, that part of yourself, divine within, that aspect of yourself that is the eternal, immortal aspect, that is the source of all creation. So this is what this means to me, and this is really the core prayer that I always have for my life. Because the truth is this, is that manifesting in the world out here is a trap. I will never be fully fulfilled or have enough or can never get enough to sustain the feeling of abundance if I look to this world for what it means to have abundance. As I say, this bitch will never be happy, right? Like, it's always not enough because we have this divine discontent of always needing and wanting to grow in this realm. And so it's fine. There's always abundance, and it's fun to play in this realm of abundance for sure. But for me, and from the spiritual truth, is that the only true source of abundance is within. I was on the phone with a dear friend. I have some really amazing, really woke friends around the globe. I have a dear friend. He's a walking guru on this planet. He goes into like 11-day meditations, and he's very jovial, almost like a Ram Dass-esque. Like when he tells stories, he has just cracks me up so bad, and then also has deep, heartfelt takeaways that touch my life and my heart always. And he went into a meditation the other day. I think it was like a day meditation or a few day meditation or something. I go, well, did Divine have any, downloads for us? And he goes, yeah. I go, cool. He said, God said, I hold 98% of all the stock of love, money, and vitality. I've only given you people, you guys, only 2% because you guys misuse it all the time. In every relationship in the human realm, you guys always end up screwing each other. We're cracking up. He's like a stand-up comedian telling, awakening stories, and we're laughing and laughing. He goes, yeah, it's like there's abundance out here. Obviously, just like Thomas George said, there's infinite abundance. There's only abundance in this realm. So there's infinite abundance in the human realm, in this universe, if you will. But in the ethereal realm, in that divine realm, in that God, in that sacred space, in that temple, there is a zillion times more abundance. There is a zillion times more love. And there's a zillion times more vitality. And so for me, true abundance is going within and seeking that queendom, that God, that kingdom, that temple, that sacred space, that heaven, that bliss, that nectar in there, and seeking that righteousness. And righteousness is a word that we misuse, but righteousness is really being in right mind. And then all things I could ever ask for in this realm are added to my life, always, and so much more, even beyond what I can even imagine. In fact, my cuppeth runneth over, as they say in the etymology. It's really about this wave. I go in there to that source, and I'm in there, and all of a sudden, my right and left hemisphere of my brain connect, and the surge of almost like electricity goes through my body. And I sit there in the temple of divine of my beloved, and my entire heart cracks open. And my all innovation, all answers to all problems come forth. Everything's solved in that place. And tears of joy stream down my eyes in total gratitude and releasing all attachment to all things and people and places and everything in this realm. And I'm so full that I'm overflowing with joy, and I'm totally filled with total abundance as abundance. And as I come out of that meditation and that prayer and that union of thyself, the yoga, I come back into my life and into my day, and I am here to serve. I have so much love and so much abundance. I'm ready to give it all. And I'm able to pivot and innovate and create and flow and serve and serve and serve and bring people's value in all areas without attachment, without needing it to show up a certain way, and having plenty, everything I need. Not too much, not too little, just right. And then, I can go on a fancy trip or jump on a plane or do whatever I want to do, or put my mind to having a Range Rover, which I love, and creating whatever I want and all that too. Or not. Whatever I choose. Not what the culture has told me what abundance is. And so in this today, as you go into your day, I hope that this helped you ease back into the truth of what abundance is. Into the truth of who you are. So taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out. May you see miracles in your life. May you have abundance in a new way that you never even recognize abundance. May you go to the source and go to that sacred temple within and know the truth that you are worth more than all the gold on this planet. You are abundance. It is who you are. You are the miracle. And so as you go into your day, may you know the truth. May you live the truth. May you speak the truth. May you write the truth. May you, every essence of your pores, of your cells, of everything that you touch, be inspired by the true abundance source, divine God. Have a beautiful day, you guys, and may you live your truth. And so for any of those out, thank you for any of you guys out there that are seeking to find more abundance in your life. I invite you to apply or to get on the wait list or to join Soulciety. We have an incredible community, you guys. We do have specials each month and we do different promos and things like that. You can reach out obviously to me on either Instagram or Facebook. I'm at drerin.tv, which is drein.tv. We have some different 5-day challenges coming up. We have different workshops, different things, and some free soul circle calls with the ambassadors. So there is abundance for you to start tapping into truth and getting your mind right and having a community that supports you in your daily spiritual practice and gets you, doing your inner trauma work and releasing the limited beliefs and things so that you can come to the temple within with a pure heart and a clean soul. Okay? Have a beautiful day, you guys, and may you live your truth. Thank you for tuning in to Soulciety and Dr. Erin podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulciety.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under drerin.tv, which is drein.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soulciety. That is facebook.com/groups/Soulciety. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day and may you live your truth.